Alrighty folks, stay tuned. This one's a little bit longer, but I'll tell you everything this carburetor does. Off the 1983 Mercury Capri RS50, the original carburetor that was built and put on this car. Zoom in. Manufactured by Holly Ford Motorcraft. So what happened last summer was there was one of the gaskets was weeping a little bit, so I just had the thing rebuilt, period. I'm not going to play around. What I'm going to do is spin it around and show you what each part of this does, okay? So this section right here is a vacuum secondaries. So when you hit the throttle, there's a hole in here which sort of creates a vacuum and opens up the second or the third and fourth barrel, we'll call it. Okay. Now you're going to notice these two right here from the factory. There was a pipe that ran out, wrapped around the header, and then came back in here. Tells the car the temperature. Okay. Which this is your electric choke, and this is a correct number for referencing if you ever need the part number. All right, so exhaust, secondaries. Now up here is where your distributor gets connected to, okay, your vacuum advance. This is kind of neat. I love this anodized blue. That's original. Incidentally, if you ever do need to adjust your choke, see this here? You can loosen this up. There's 3 screws and sort of turn it one way or the other. You're gonna have to start the car and play around with it, but this one's set. Okay, continuing on. At the end of this is really some interesting news. So from the factory, this was a vent that went to a charcoal canister. That's been blocked off. I've eliminated that. These two are vacuums that run other emissions that I don't need anymore. Here's your fuel line. Now in here is a filter, but I have another filter down here, and that's just to keep the fuel clean. This is where the culprit was. Okay, it was leaking right there, and it's because this screw had been slightly stripped out and I didn't even know it. Continuing around, there's some reference numbers. Continuing around, let's address the moose in the room here. So these were called throttle kickers. They came on all the Holly 4180s, and it's just depending on what car you got. These are made for automatic cars with air conditioning. So this was never used, but I kept it on there. I kind of glued it back together. So on the automatic cars with AC, these things would kick up when you kicked on your air conditioner, but it's not used in this case. Of course, here's your primary, secondary. Okay, now here's where I'm going to show you the big difference. If you look underneath, you have 4 of these. There's one there. These are idle fuel screw mixtures. 2 there. So there's a reason why I have this in the air. 3rd one's there, and the 4th one's there. So these things, the more you screw them in, the less fuel you get. The more you unscrew them, or screw them out, the more fuel you get. So in is less, out is more. Well, these were sealed from the factory by Ford, and you couldn't get them. You needed I sent this off to Pony Carburetors years ago, and they were able to get those out. So when I dial up the car, I can do the air fuel mixture. So here's a good look at what a Holly 4180 should look like, correct 100% all the way around. Here's another interesting part right here. If you're ever looking at a car, you really want to know. It's an 83 stamp there. Here's some other numbers. I don't know what those are for, but for accuracy, there's right here, some other numbers in there. Again, I don't know what those are for. I love the blue anodized. So today I'm going to put it back on the car and fire it up. And I want to say thanks to everybody that's checked this out. Sort of watch me go through this part. And we will see you out there.